My name is Dustin Frazier, and as Melanie just said, she went over the steps that we needed to take next. I'm going to dive in depth in the time and the money needed for each step. So, first and foremost, we just completed the opportunity assessment. It took 1 month and it did not cost us a dime. So, we're getting ready to move forward to the business plan. We're allocating 1 to 3 months of the business plan and also expect this to be cost free. The business plan needs to be as thorough and researched as possible in order to achieve funding. The funding stage we're expecting to take 3 to 6 months to complete. This is through traveling and acquiring money. We're allocating $405,000. This $405,000 is broken into two sections. One is travel expenses such as lodging, transportation, and food, which is estimated $5,000. And then the consulting cost for the Small Business Innovation Research Grant is going to be $400,000. Uh, Once the funding is in place, we're going to move to facilities. Facilities we're estimating to cost about $2 million to have a fully furnished building with equipment. We're allocating $1.6 million for a 40,000 square foot building at $40 per square foot. And then the furniture, land, manufacturing equipment, plumbing, and electrical work will cost the remaining $400,000. We are estimating 5 months to get the building up and then 2 months to get it furnished with manufacturing equipment and ready to proceed to the next step, which is finding employees. Employees, we need 75 manufacturing staff at $15 per hour per employee at 2,000 hours per year. That roughly comes to about $30,000 per person, or 2.25 million for all 75. In addition to that, we need 5 engineers at $80,000 yearly for each engineer. That's going to be $400,000, or 2.65 million for all 80 employees. In addition to that, we are looking at 4 to 8 months to find and train and hire and get all of these employees ready to go for research and development. Research and development is expected to be the most costly and timely of any of the steps. Research and development will take a minimum of 30 months in order to receive the Small Business Innovation Research Grant. I'll explain more about that later. We want to make sure that our product not only meets regulations and standards, but also delivers the performance of an autonomous car that customers are expecting. So we're allocating 3 to 5 years for research and development to conclude, and $3 to $5 million, which is why the funding portion is so important to us. Uh, After research and development is coming to a close, we're going to shift to marketing, which will begin about 3 months before commercialization. So about 3 months before the product hits the shelves or hits the lots, we are going to begin marketing and get our product's name out there and our business out there. We're allocating $500,000 initially to a startup marketing fund. Once it's commercialized, we will then add to that fund when needed, but $500,000 is the beginning. So once it reaches the market, we're going to get it in the market. It's going to be cost free, and then we're going to react as needed. Uh, Part of that reacting is being proactive, and that's why we are setting up an emergency fund valued at $750,000 in order to kind of have a backup plan if some unforeseen circumstance, such as equipment malfunction in the warehouse or system failure, occurs, or we have lawsuits against us. We want to have this $750,000 in place to help alleviate that burden. So I just went over step by step of how much this is going to cost, but here is a chart that shows exactly what I just told you, but in chart format. So the first column is all the steps laid out, and then if there was subsets such as travel expenses and land and such, we've broken that. I've broken that into a separate column. The time is in the middle column, and then the cost is in the far right. At the main bottom will be the total cost and time needed. So total time is going to be about 5 to 7 years. So 55 months to 86 months. It could be the short, it could be the long. We really don't know. We want to make sure that our product is ready for the marketplace whenever it gets there. And total cost is going to be $9.305 million. So we're going to talk about how we're going to get the funding we need. And the first and foremost, we're going to supply it internally first. Each member is going to supply $250,000, or $1.25 million total of all 5 members. Once we've committed to that, we will be applying to receive a Small Business Innovation Research Grant. I learned about this through the entrepreneurship textbook written by Robert Hisrich, Michael Peters, and Dean Shepard. Phase one of this grant, uh, you will receive $100,000 for 6 months of theoretical research with a 33% consulting cost. Once the 6 months are up, if they deem that you were adequate and it's worth pursuing, phase two, you will receive $750,000 for 24 months of research and development. So 30 months total, you will receive $850,000. However, you will be paying roughly about $400,000 in consulting costs, but you still come out $450,000 to the good. And once phase two is complete, you can then proceed to private sector financing uh, until you can get your product commercialized. So once we've completed the grant and working on that, we're also going to be doing private equity through angel funding, uh, looking at getting the average investment of $340,000 from the angel fund. Um, Once that is locked down, we will then begin moving and searching out venture capitalists and presenting them with our business plan in hopes to receive $7 million. So the governmental grant will cost the most money in this step. It will cost, like I said, $400,000, but searching out venture capitalists will take the most amount of time to get the funding done. But like I said, we're looking at $7 million from either one or many venture capitalists. So to conclude, as many of my group members have said, demand is expected to grow. The sales are expected to grow 25% by 2035. Um, Benefits to autonomous cars include eliminating human error, preventing drunk driving, and eliminating the need for parking, among others. So, based upon all this, we do believe that our group will proceed in pursuing this venture and producing autonomous vehicle technology. Thank you for watching our presentation. Here's our references. We have 3 on this page. We have 3 on this page. And that's all we got. Thanks for watching.